Hi everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings. It's a beautiful day after Thanksgiving. So gonna go ahead and make a ring, a fireman's ring or a firefighter ring, black ceramic, and gonna use red fire hose. So kind of a thin red line fireman's ring. So let's go on the shop. You're probably hearing in the background, I've got the rotisserie going. I'm finishing another ring. And just wanted to go ahead and make a ring from black ceramic with red fire hose. Just I got a small piece of red fire hose. Just kind of want to do a thin red line. I really haven't worked with this red fire hose yet, and I'm thinking it's going to make a really pretty ring. So let's go ahead and cut this out. I might have to stabilize it with some resin first, and then sand it to get it where it fits right into that channel. And then we'll wrap it in there, epoxy it in, and then sand it flush, and then finish. So, and I will say that I'm using my respirator now. So, and I do have the filter cartridges on it right now. So when I start putting in the nasty chemicals to bond this together, it won't be affecting my lungs. So first thing, let's go ahead and try to cut a piece of this fire hose to fit. And I think that's probably just about two little rows of the material. I think that's where we'll go. See how that goes. So here I'm taking some CA glue. I'm just going to saturate that fire hose with it, and that'll stiffen it up and make it easier to sand and get just the right size so it'll fit into that ring core. And here you see I've got that piece of hose and stiff, and I just sand it and then kind of measure the ring channel, sand it, measure the ring channel, back and forth till I get that piece of hose just wide enough to fill that ring channel. It takes a few tries, and I've cut out a lot of the sanding here, but just a little bit more sanding on the belt sander. Now I'm going to take the ring core and clean it up with denatured alcohol, and this is just to make sure that I get a really good bond. Always make sure, because get any kind of dirt or oils off of that core. And then I put CA on the core, and I'm going to bond that piece of fire hose into it. And I'm an expert at bonding. I never glue my fingers to the core or my fingers to each other. I am a professional, kids, so don't try this at home. And as you can see, I am wearing my respirator, and because of the fumes. And that's another reason why I'm actually just narrating this part, is because you really can't hear what I'm saying with the respirator on. So I glue it to the core, then I put a layer of the CA over the fire hose. Now I've got it back on the lathe, and I'm going to sand with about 80 grit sandpaper. I'm going to sand that hose and check it out, see how much I've got. I'm trying to sand it down level, and I'll sand it again. I'll do this several times, and I'll cut out a lot of the sanding, because it just takes probably about a 20-minute job just to do this part. And then because I've sanded down so much of it, I put another layer of CA glue onto the fire hose to re-stiffen it back up. Do more sanding, and then I'm going to start sanding probably with 220 here to make sure that I don't get any scratches, make it a lot more smooth. But I'll sand, put some CA on it, sand, put CA on it, go back and forth. And it's not difficult, it's just kind of time consuming. And just want to make sure that I get that right. Got that hose down nice and level, actually just a little bit under the edges of that ring core, so when I put a finish on it, I'll do that right here, then it'll come up level. So here I put on the rotisserie, and slow turning rotisserie, I put the CA and another probably about 5 coats all together. Let it dry a little bit between coats, and I really like this little thing. I put it together myself, and it really makes doing a good finish. Now I'm actually going through and doing some final sanding with sanding pads, and they go from, I think, about 1200 to about 10,000 grit, so it's progressively finer grit. It just gives it a real mirror finish. Of course, now I'm doing a little bit of polishing with the Zam polishing wheel, just to get it to that final finish. And I'll buff it on the polishing wheel, then I'll buff it on the clean wheel, and then it's done. Alright everybody, here's that thin red line ring, and it came out pretty good. It actually really nice. It's the red on the black, makes a really nice ring. If you'd like a ring made from fire hose, red or yellow, the stock of an M1 Garand, the deck of a battleship, custom rings, love to do them, love to make a ring for you. So check out Hill Country Rings, and thanks everybody.